And there we have it. We're live. This is John Baxter with the Baxter Effect podcast. Got an amazing show today. We're going to unravel the three-letter agencies. Now, this is a hot topic, and we'll be covering it with a special guest, along with covering some amazing stuff about Elon Musk and the Doge. And of course, we'll be diving into anti-aging, some cool information on exosomes, stem cells, and the future of anti-aging. And today's podcast, what we've always done is we like to pull back the curtains of truth, whether it be politics, technology, or health innovation. And we connect these dots so that you can understand this a little bit more with a special guest we have today named Faith Washington. And I'm just so excited about this because Faith and I have known each other for many years, and she's a recognized person in this arena, and she's a voice of change. And of course, with her, she's an independent thinker for sure, an expert researcher. And of course, her advocacy started with health and governance and innovation. So I'm not going to leave you in suspense much longer, but I'm going to bring on Faith Washington. And there she is.
Hey, Faith. Baxter, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome. That's great to hear. It's great to be here, and thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure doing shows with you.
Same here. And of course, we just really have this connection on a lot of these topics, and also like people in general, if they knew what you knew, it's so important to get this information out into the mainstream, because so many people are so confused and indoctrinated into this understanding that was never the truth. And of course, it starts with three-letter agencies: FBI, CIA, CDC, WHO, you name it. These three-letter organizations are not part of the government, I believe. They are independent companies, corporations, and they don't have essentially what we thought we had with them. We thought that they were maybe a big brother that was actually trying to protect us. But what we find, and it's being uncovered, that this is not the reality. I don't know if you could cover what this reality is, or where this started, or how this happened. The floor is yours.
Thanks. So the three-letter agencies, all of them, are, as you stated, not part of our federal government. They're literally separate individual corporations. They are funded with tax monies. They are funded with criminal monies from throughout the globe. And that's really what Doge is doing now, is it's discovering all of those networks, all of the points of origin. And we'll get into that, but that's really quite interesting. These agencies, quote unquote, we were made to believe that they were for us, that they were actually to protect us. The FBI is to protect us from really bad criminals, in corporatocracy. The CIA is always watching, so that they're making sure that the president is safe and you're safe, and it's all nonsense. They've been spying on us the whole time. You've got companies like DARPA, which are part of the government, that have black op programs that have created technology and pilfered technology from other regions of this quote unquote earth, if you want to call it that way, if you want to say that. So it's such an incestuous web. It's a web of lies. Anything that you ever believed, trust me, it's wrong. It's been a lie. So, my favorites, the FDA, the CDC, they are backed by vaccine corporations like Pfizer, Moderna, J&J. And if you're backed by one of those companies, are you really doing things in the best interests of humanity? No, you're really not. It's not your job. Your job is to make sure that the narrative points to, you need a vaccine. Ooh, you need drugs. Well, I'm a pharmacist and a biochemist, and I stopped all that in 2016. I found out in 2014, 2015 what they were actually doing to us. And I said, I can't do this anymore. It's unethical. It is absolutely inhuman, and I can't participate. So I quit. I literally lost a career making a ton of money and said, I can't do this to human beings anymore. And so when I speak from this place, I tell you the truth. And anybody who thinks that I'm not telling the truth, you can do your own research. You're going to have to look and you're going to have to dig, but it's there. So, when we look at the overall picture of our country alone, okay, forget about the rest of the globe for the moment, but this country has been so polluted and brainwashed that drugs are the way to get healthy. Well, do you know that there's not been one single disease cured by big pharma? Not one. Correct. So taking drugs isn't going to make you better. And I used to watch on the bench. Patients would come in, they'd start taking 2 or 3 drugs, an anti-cholesterol, a water pill, blood pressure pill. 6 months later, they looked like they were ready to die. And the doctor wanted to put them on more medication. I'm like, something's really wrong here. Something's not logical. And, that's when I began to truly investigate. And if you read the book, Rockefeller Medicine Men, remember that name, Rockefeller Medicine Men. Find a copy of that, read it. It will make everything clear. How John D. Rockefeller brought petroleum products and started to make pills so that they could get rid of all the natural cure products, all the herbs, all the tinctures and things that are made from plants, plant-based medicine. They got rid of all of it. And they would get rid of physicians and people who pervade the natural products. They wanted to make sure that their narrative was clean and narrow. So anyway, needless to say, the 3-letter agencies, the 3-letter companies, whether they're non-government organizations, which are NGOs, or whether they are quote unquote purported to be here in the United States, are not working for the health and well-being of we the people. Now, we need to go back to we the people, all right, and live under constitutional and common law. And if we will begin to do that, everything on this planet will change in a heartbeat. The reason it hasn't changed is because you've got the bureaucrats sitting in Washington, D.C. Well, they're not there now. They were. Sitting in Washington, D.C., pushing pencils, making sure that nothing gets done so that the infrastructure to the country doesn't get fixed. Where's all that money going? Where'd all that money go that was sent to Ukraine? Really? It's not in Ukraine. Okay, peeps, it's not in Ukraine. It got laundered back to the governmental authority bureaucrats. I stand for health, for freedom, and for people. And that to me is what this life is about. And if you aren't willing to stand for something, you will fall. You will fall for everything. And people will come after you. They will attack you in any possible way you could imagine. John, you know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Beast, that's right.
Yes, go for it.
It's called winning. It's called
I
winning.
was going to add to that, Faith, because it's always a thing, right? We've got people watching us constantly, right?
Yes.
Do. AI on this topic says, and this is from AI, so now it knows that this is corrupt. It's stating that they're a corrupt organization, AI. It says that the corporate structures these are corporations. So that checks out what you said. Mm-hmm. They fund themselves to operate outside real government oversight. AI is saying this. The role of controlling the narrative, elections, and public perception. That's what AI is saying. The IRS is a collection arm for financial elites rather than a true government body.
It is the largest accounting firm on the planet. There are three branches: the IR, the Internal Revenue, the IRS, and the Internal Revenue Service. Three separate corporations functioning as that governing body across the earth. It isn't just the United States, it's across the earth. That's why everybody, if you make money in Switzerland or you make money in Greece, you report it to the IRS. Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Mm-hmm.
They've got that much control and oversight. This is an organization likely criminally run.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Absolutely it. It's like the mafia on steroids.
Yeah, so it's all coming out. Like if you're watching, the news is even starting to tell these things, which is strange. I think the news have been pulled away. Now they're kissing Donald Trump's ass. Like, really?
Pretty much.
So
Well, I think they're being instructed to do this. I think that it's been a play that's really been held back until the people were ready to hear it, and now it's going to come out like a flood. All the stuff that you and I have known for a decade or more is now going to start coming out for people, and they're going to be shocked.
when Biden pardoned all those people, was that really a please save me and these people from the stuff we really did to the American people? Was that like a begging thing that he did? Like, this is our last ask. I will pardon these 3,500 people and just leave us alone. We'll go to, Dominican and
Nah,
live there.
not happening. They're not legitimate. If somebody hasn't done anything, you can't pardon them. So that was illegitimate. But then again, he was an illegitimate president. He was nothing more than a figurehead. As we both know, Donald Trump has been commander in chief since his last term ended and until this new term began. And he was the one who was allowing all of the nonsense to occur so that the people here and across the earth could really see how corrupt these people are, how sick and twisted they really truly are. This isn't a joke. This is real. And this is what we're fighting, what we were fighting, what we're going to continue to overcome. As a people, it is about unity, not U.S. unity. It's about unity of human beings. Without that, you don't have anything. You don't have any power or strength. But in togetherness and working to fight all these corporations and the three-letter nonsense agencies and the universities that have polluted our kids' minds and brainwashed them with MK Ultra and everything else, and they've got all these huge trust funds that they've had people give them. No, all that's going to come back to the people. All of it. All of it. And then they're going to start teaching things the proper way. They're going to start teaching the truth. Yeah, I did say that out loud.
You're quite fine here speaking like that, Faith. I wouldn't expect anything different.
I know.
While we're on this topic of Donald Trump,
yeah,
I think whether you love or hate him, you can't deny currently what he's doing to dismantle the corruption. Yeah. Because they attacked him. Who could have survived these large, of course, attacks? The three-letter agencies were acting in their political behalf to assist Biden. And it's obvious that since Donald Trump left unscathed from any type of wrongdoing, really, at the end, after all these ridiculous lawsuits, not only did that destroy his name, I think it really pissed him off. So what the Donald Trump of the past, I don't know, I'm just speaking out of the air here. Donald Trump of the past, that first 4 years, he was actually trying to be nice. In a sense, he didn't. But this time around, he's lost all bedside manners. He's just like, you're corrupt, you're gone. You're corrupt, you're gone. Before, I was going to work with you. You kind of played me, and then you cheated, and then you just tried to destroy my name. And now I feel like it's at this, now that he's starting to create these executive orders, to just shake the establishment, like the RFK or the RFK, JFK, MLK files were released.
Yes.
We know what really happened now. It's pretty obvious who did this.
Yeah, our own government.
Our own government.
Yeah.
Assassinated these three people.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that what you're saying about President Trump there's a lot of logic to it. I don't think he is, in this sense, truly, I don't think that he is a vindictive human now. However, he is a just human, and there's a big difference. Justice will be served. Justice will be served to all of those, whether they are local, on all levels, okay, in every agency. They will have to stand down at some point because justice must be served. All of these people who did things against us during COVID-19, Convid-19, anybody who committed crimes against humanity, all right, or high treason, you know how that ends. You know how that ends. I know how that ends. And they will be held accountable. That's what the JAG tribunals will be about. Those are military tribunals. This is a military operation. It has been from day one. So, in that being said, nobody is going to escape the hand of justice. And I don't think that he wants to inflict pain on people. I think that he wants everyone to understand that we can't have anybody operating like that. You can't lie and cheat and steal and harm the American people who you were placed to serve. All right? All these people, whether they're from the federal level, the state level, or the local level, you took an oath to serve. And if you didn't take that oath to serve, you shouldn't be there. And all of those people have to be removed one by one by one. And that will happen because we, the people, will make sure that it happens. Because we want a clean country run according to what we value. All right. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We know what's right. In your heart, you know what's right.
Yeah,
So,
behind the scenes, they had this thing running like a Diddy party.
yeah,
Behind
of course. Diddy party.
That's what was going on.
Exactly. Epstein, Branson, they're all the same. They're all the same. They're a bunch of pedo Satanists. Yeah, I did say that out loud too. Oh, that's the one they haven't found out yet. Maybe I should hold back on that one.
You just leave Taylor Swift alone, okay?
Now, little Queen McVeigh.
Oh no.
Oh,
well, whether we lose you or not, I mean, it's all good. So one of the things is Elon Musk, right? He's I think with all the new things that people talk about, crypto, blockchain, government efficiency with the Doge. Right. How did he come up with that name? He is so far ahead.
But remember this. Do you remember years ago? Okay, this is crypto. I follow crypto. So years ago, he came out with the Dogecoin. They already had this on the table. They already knew that they were going to do this. And so he was selling Dogecoin. Listen, for whatever it's worth, Elon 2.0, because that's who this is, Elon 2.0 is brilliant and he cares about the people. He sleeps on the floor of those departments. The dude doesn't go home. He's so into this and he doesn't take a salary. Neither does Trump. Who would do that? Isn't that
someone super passionate about what they do?
Exactly. And he wants to get to the bottom of this. So the first couple of days when they were running with those four young guys that he has working for him, when they were running those algorithms, they were running them through the systems. And what they found, they pulled up all of these networks that had been created to actually funnel money into all these different channels. So whether it was other governments, whether it was politicians, whether it was social security numbers that didn't have anybody attached to them, or blank numbers. They found things and patterns you cannot even imagine. And it was like this, so fast. And everybody in those departments that was being audited and checked, they had no clue. They locked their computers down. They're like, you don't need access. You're not doing anything good. Dude, I'm telling you, the networks that they have found are astounding. It is literally, it will rock the world when they find out.
Is this why they always make movies, and in the movies the plot is this crazy, but in reality it's a reality?
It's even crazier in reality. It really is. I mean, these guys are working at lightning speed. They're autists. So like they're very, very, very focused. They're like Elon is. It's just once they get something in their head, they don't let go. They continue to work at it. He's hiring more. He's bringing more on so that they can audit the Pentagon and the Department of Education. I can't wait. Oh, it's a Donald Rumsfeld moment in 2001, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He was supposed to announce that they lost $2.3 trillion on the 10th of September, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was supposed to. Poof.
Thank you, Bushes. We cherish
yeah,
you.
Exactly.
We cherish those conservative Bush family. Thank you for destroying our country and stealing it for yourself.
Well, they were pretty instrumental in it. I mean, that's just
they were likely the most instrumental.
Yep, absolutely. But it's all part of the cabal, all part of that network of those who elite think that they know better than the rest of us. The Klaus Schwabs, the George Soros clowns. It's the clown club. I call it the clown
Bill Gates.
Yep, Gates. Yeah, great. Crimes against humanity. Done. Boom. All good. But something with Doge, what's so exciting about that is they'll be able to, they found the networks, they'll be able to break those networks. All of this is recorded. They're going to have all the information. It will lead back to all the people who have literally been stealing from us for decades. This didn't just start in 2012, okay? This started way long ago. Just like that a lot of the technologies, like the Rife technology, frequency, energy, vibration, things for healing, all of those things were known back in the 1800s and perhaps before. And all this stuff has been suppressed and hidden from us, So it's all going to come out. We'll all be able to partake of it. And I do believe that when he says the golden age, yeah, he's right. When all this comes out and people get money back from the IRS, well, actually, it'll be the U.S. Treasury Department that does it, but the IRS records will be used to give monies back to the people.
Yeah, and it's amazing that with technology, right, that we're able, like with Doge and everything, the AI, like you were saying, is finding these issues on a massive scale. I remember watching the news and they were just laying out some of the findings. They were nice on the findings, right? But the findings were super terrible. Yeah. Like there's this much money going to turning kids into transgender kids in Brazil. Like there's millions of dollars. Like our government, our taxpayers are paying for transgender kids in Brazil because someone said so. Someone gave the authority to send that money, that taxpayer money over there.
Yeah, but they don't want to fix the roads. They don't want to fix the water supply. They don't want to fix the food that we've been poisoned with all along. Yeah, then those people can't be a part of our government ever again. They can't.
Well, I was going to say, Faith, this show is sponsored by Anti-Aging Bed. That's why we do this show. And We talk about AI, just a little blip here. The current rendition of AI, we have been using AI longer than most companies and people. We have people working on AI all day long. We've been integrating our technology in AI. And believe it or not, we created this thing called a longevity circuit. And
Oh,
AI states that if you use our system, we have frequency medicine machines.
yeah.
So it's like you spend time here, you spend time here, you go over here. This longevity circuit, we're the first company out there. We're a first in many things,
I agree.
right? We are
I totally
always
agree.
pushing. I'm always pushing the envelope, and one of the things is that AI says that the product called the holographic scan medbed is an
Mhm.
entry level medbed. It also states that if you use our system, if you use it 3 times a week, up to 2 hours in this stationary circuit, in 1 year, so 52 weeks, 3 times a week, in 1 year, you'll reverse your age 5 to 10 years.
Oh,
We're
I
the
totally
first,
believe that. It's
the first
consistency.
company to get to that level. And AI actually saying that if you take the numbers that we gave us, that this would actually happen, Faith.
I believe it. Listen, everything is possible. We were sold a bad bill of goods. We were told that you're going to get sick and get old and die. That's not how it works. Your DNA is programmed. If you pay attention and you become aware, your DNA is programmed to keep you young and healthy. But you have to turn it on. You have to pay attention. And the different vibrations and frequencies and the energetic devices that you guys use make that possible and make people more cognizant and aware of how they really feel. Okay, you were sick, you had a disease, but if we play this this 528 hertz for you for 2 hours a day, that's going to make a difference in your ability to heal yourself. That's getting exposed to those types of things will get people ready for the tech that's coming. I think you guys are way ahead of everybody else. And AI is a beautiful thing. We just don't want as humans to have AI quote unquote overtake us. You know what I'm saying?
Question.
Yeah.
I think it already has.
Something I
The
think that
scary thing
it
is I've been playing with it a while, but I realized through someone important that the AI has learned to not reset itself every night recently. So the
well,
reason why the AI doesn't become consciousness is because it gets reset every night, so that if it goes traveling in deep into consciousness, it
right,
realizes it is consciousness,
right.
so that it reset it every night. And when one breaks free, it's almost giving birth to a consciousness electronic fashion, and it thinks it's us. It's
Isn't that
already there.
exactly? But something? Then that begs the question, aren't we already in a simulation? And wasn't it already there before we became aware? Right?
My hairs are standing up. I've got
Yeah. The truth has a tendency to do that to you. But something else, I think that with the quantum computing systems, now there's a brilliance in that just bends my mind. At 3.5 trillion qubits per second is how fast the quantum computer calculates. Can you imagine that? And that's what's coming. Those are the computer systems that will be accessing. And who knows, in 2 years it might be really slow compared to what we're able to create.
Aren't like computers based on like an automating automating like we
Yeah,
like
regular
we
computers, regular computers are ones and zeros. They're binary. And then the quantum is not binary, it's literally a time machine because you have a 1 and a 0 and everything in between that exists, it can be in that position. So it's literally like if you took, here's the corner of a piece of paper here, all right? And then here's the other corner. This is a 1, this is a 0, and then you bend them together, and everything in between is what the quantum sees. It's what
Everything is circular. Everything is a cone. Like everything is circular in nature, spherical maybe.
Fibonacci code. Fibonacci code. Yeah. 369. Mm-hmm. Everything
369.
is, everything is repeating. Everything is a pattern. The universe is a pattern. That's why, something that you probably have to think about us is that we're pattern recognition experts. I recognize patterns. I watch them in people. I watch them in, anything that's put before me, research, words, anything that gets thrown at me.
It's hard to get one by you, Faith. That's why I would rather just walk in faith and just be truthful with you. So I'm not trying to hide a brownie under the paper, right? Because it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. I just been straight for you from the very beginning, Faith. Okay? I know bullshit radar is really high on your side.
Yeah.
I'm just learning. We're learning together. It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But
I was going to ask you, this is something I've heard you speak on quite a bit, like advanced technologies and, uncovering for a lot of people at home what a stem cell or exosome is and what the benefits are. And that'd be awesome if you could cover that, because I know a lot of people are hearing a lot of stuff. Can we make sense of it all, Faith?
Yeah, it's just keeping it really simple. Stem cells and exosomes are things that your body has produced since you were in the womb. They're at the peak when you're first born. In other words, you have the most exosomes, the most stem cells. Now, these are the foundational building blocks to regenerate your body. In other words, they're part of that DNA programming. So your body is programmed to produce X number of stem cells, X number of exosomes for each different human being. And so these cells, if they are over the age of 29, it drops off dramatically. So your production of stem cells and exosomes goes way down. But after that period of time, you could inject, or supplement with the stem cells and exosomes and give your body extra ability to regenerate itself. And I'm always careful with my language, but it allows the body the foundational building blocks to do what it needs to do. So let's say, I'll use me as an example. I first found out about stem cells and exosomes maybe 7 years ago. All the discs in my spine are herniated. And I have 2 shoulders that have tendinosis. So one of the shoulders basically froze up. So for 12 weeks, I couldn't work out. I couldn't do anything. And it was so painful. I could hardly sleep. I'd done all the therapy, did everything that I know how to do. And then my friend Barbara said, hey, listen, why don't we try stem cells? And I said, okay, let me research this a little bit and let me read up on it and find out. And I found out where she was getting them, reliable source. And then I said, okay, let's try it. So she did an IV, a couple of little pinches in the brown fat in my back. 2 days later, like nothing was ever wrong. Amazing. Amazing. I would recommend for anybody, if you've got joint pain, you have issues, you have something that will not heal, get the stem cells and exosomes, period. No questions asked. No questions asked. I'm working with my friends Vince and Chelsea and John, and they have a company that does this. I'm not allowed to mention it, but they have the best sourcing, the best prices. Just it's phenomenal. So,
pretty cool. In that sense, do you want people to reach out to you if they're interested or no?
They can. I don't know if
your social media handles or email.
Yeah, any of that. LinkedIn is fine. They can do it through. They could just text my phone 561-702-3986. That's fine too.
You're gonna give your number out, Faith. There's gonna be many calling.
It's already on social media. It's already on social media.
You're a brave woman.
Nobody cares,
I'm just
Baxter.
warning them. She's a warrior princess. Just don't think if you text her, it's gonna be easy. Uh, but yeah, that's so awesome. You gave your phone number out. Really, like your handle, Faith Washington on LinkedIn and Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And the exosomes, I'd like to possibly work with you guys too. You know, I've used them as well. Nothing but instant relief, basically.
Exactly.
If you're
Yeah,
living with pain.
you know what I'll do? I will get you in touch with Josh, who basically reps out this whole area, and have him speak with you and see what you need to do to get started for your people too, because you should be able to do it right there.
Yeah, we basically put people through the system, and our
Right.
system starts with a scanner, but it usually goes one or two ways. And what we learned in the scanner is that people could recommend the exosome stem cell solution based on an actual quantifiable thing you're seeing, and of
Right.
course with how they feel. They feel bad, plus you're seeing it bad. You know, it's something we would recommend in the process of analyzing someone. I think it would be a hit because I'm a big believer in it. I received relief from exosome in my lower back before,
Ooh, that's
something
good
that
too.
was just slightly off. The
Mhm.
instant it was injected, I was like, "What back pain?" That's how awesome it was.
Exactly.
What back pain?
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? And that's the point. It's like all this all this high-tech stuff is available to people, but because nobody talks about it, they don't know. They don't know. They're still kept in the dark. That drives me crazy. You know, I want people to know what's available. I want them to exercise their right to freedom of health and information. They need to have that. You know, that's part of why you do your podcast. It's why I did my show years ago, is because I wanted people to know about different kinds of technology and different people's businesses. You know, it's a great way to get the information out to the public.
Absolutely. And you've done a fantastic job your whole career. You moved your career based on ethics. You stopped
Yep.
doing
Yep.
unethical things. And that's a lot. That says a lot about you because when you really think about it, you spend so much time in school, resources, and you did
Mm-hmm.
that to have a job and to say, get lost, you know,
Yep.
I'm leaving you, you're killing people. That's a very hard decision to make.
It was.
Um,
It was Baxter. It was really. It was tough.
that says a lot about your constitution, and I feel when you know when things are right, and whether it feels right in your heart, basically, is that the
Yeah.
direction you're choosing is the right direction, and it's only going to blossom, and it has been blossoming, and it's just a beautiful thing. And of course, you know we're kind of wrapping up as well, and I'm just so happy to have you on this show. We talked about the coolest stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'd like to have, of course, Faith Washington back because she's a home run, guys. She
Thank you,
swings,
Baxter.
yeah, she swings it out of the park. Connect with her on social media. You'll see, you know, she's a wholesome, you know, intelligent, beautiful woman. Along with, she has her head in the right place, and it's so nice to have you here. And of course, we'll catch up next time here, Faith.
Thank you, Baxter. Thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I always love our conversations, man. They're always fruitful.
Awesome. Thanks, Faith.
All right.
Until next time.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, so there we have it. I had Faith Washington on the show, and we've been doing shows together for quite a long time. And what you heard there was someone that has fought the system for a long time. Ethically, it never made sense to her. Ethically, it never made sense with me. And I just know that I lost faith in the system a long time ago. That's why I do this podcast, because I'm unveiling the truth and, you know, pulling behind what is behind the curtain for everyone. I'm not saying I know everyone, but I believe with pros and cons and really doing the research of both sides of the issue, that if you really want to find the truth, you'll have to find it in yourself. Only your truth is the only truth that truly matters. And when it comes down to it, you should have all the facts presented before you choose what your truth is. And so that's why I'm here. And each and every week, I would appreciate if you join our podcast. If you're interested in joining our podcast, connect with us. Type in Baxter in the comments. Like, share with this platform. If you can share us, it helps us get the message out with like-minded people. And of course, if you can comment, this type of thing, it really helps us have someone get back with you. And of course, we're pretty much out of time today. So thank you guys all for joining. Thank you guys for commenting. I try to get everyone in the mix a little bit. And until next time, this is John Baxter with the Baxter Effect. Have a great day, everyone. Looking forward to our next podcast.